Hey, we're going to get started. This is Brent Gove. Welcome to Mastering Sales with Brent Gove. And if you go up to the view in your thing, because you can be distracted looking at everybody here. Like right now, I see all of you. But if you can actually go here and go speaker view, it'll help you stay more focused on what's going on. You should be looking at me. That way you don't get distracted by what other people's doing. And we can maximize your time because we're going to do about 10 to 15 minutes and we're done. This is I like to call this a multivitamin for sales. A shot in the arm every week. It's quick, it's fast. I've been 27 years in real estate. I've been blessed to be a part of 5,000 real estate transactions. No, I did not sell all of them. Some of them were sold by my showing specialist, but I was on the contract. My listing specialist, but I was on the contract. So I was not a broker with a bunch of agents that did 5,000. I actually was a part of each sale. So I want to share with you what I learned in the process. I am by no means the expert, know-it-all, but I learned a few things. I'm going to share that with you right now. So number one, if you have a listing, the number one issue that a seller has with you, if they ask him what frustrates you about your agent that's currently has your home under contract, I don't hear from my agent. Number one complaint of a seller is no communication from my agent. Now you guys are like, well, I don't know what to tell them. Nobody's called me. So what I learned to do, I would have 18 to 28 listings at all times once I became a listing agent. And I learned, I communicate on Monday what's going on. I would say, I'm going to call you Monday by 5 p.m. with an update on what's going on your property. Now, if I heard from people, I heard from Pam Teresi, I heard from Jason Hamilton, I heard from from Carolyn Chase, and I heard from Jeffrey DeSusa, and there I go. I got this one agent, Jeffrey D. He's a big star. He's got someone moving here from the Bay Area. He's really excited about it. Pam's thinking about showing it for a second time. I followed up with her. Remember, she's the one who showed it last Thursday, and you guys were late getting out. You were all apologetic. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was really nice. Yeah, well, they liked it. They're thinking about coming back tomorrow. And you tell them now, a lot of people, the agents will say, well, I'm not communicating with seller because I haven't heard. It's been crickets on this listing. So you go to the MLS, you look at how many agent hits there are, how many MLS hits there are. And you the first week you go, man, hey, marketing's going great. Let's say you haven't heard a thing. Marketing's going great. Let's say there's typically there'll be like 147 agent hits and maybe 15 or 20 client hits. I don't say there's 147 agent, 15 or say 20 client hits. I just add them together. 147 and 20 is 167. Out of 167 local agents, brokers, and consumers, buyers in the market look at your home, and man, the feedback's been great. The pictures were amazing. By the way, side note on the pictures, do not show a picture of the half bathroom. It's really a picture of a toilet. It looks like you're doing a Home Depot or a Lowe's commercial. Do not show, I'm showing the laundry room. It's a picture of the washer and dryer. Again, it looks like you're selling appliances. Every picture in your listing should be like, wow. I tend to be a minimalist. I know if people put 100 pictures up, I put up 12, 17. Every picture is like, wow. If you have 9 pictures of the family room, I put up 1, maybe 2 angles, but they're the right angles. I have 7 pictures of the kitchen. I put up 1 or 2 shots. I don't put all 7. I want them to see it all. Some of those shots look horrific and your kitchen looks terrible. The backyard, if you shoot it back into the house, it's a big square 2-story, it just looks horrible. I don't shoot from the back of the fence. Well, they got to see it. I shoot from the back of the slider, back out, different angles, back across the yard, and put 1 or 2 of the best. I'm going to show every bedroom. No, bed, window, don't. Curiosity killed the cat. Let people see the master bedroom. Yes. Well, I'm going to show the garage. It's full of, don't do that. Now, if the floors are done, it's got craftsman style stuff, and the guy's a freak about his garage, fine, take a picture of the garage, but don't pick a picture of a garage that's all cluttered up. Another thing, get your photographer. They'll get out, take a picture of the front of the house, and you see half of the picture right here across is asphalt, and then the lawn and house. Lift your lens, bro. Teach the photographers, lift the lens. If you show me one more picture of asphalt, I'm going to get you. I get so mad at the photographers. I about lose my stuff, but I say, I'm not going to get them. But I lift the picture and get the sidewalk, the lawn, the house, and lots of blue sky. You could show a lot of asphalt or a lot of blue sky. Show a lot of blue sky. And if you get the right photographer, the whole thing will be framed right. Okay. So you have these beautiful pictures. Man, we've had 167 people have seen it. The marketing's going great. And they're like, well, where is everybody? We didn't have any showings. I go, yeah, I'm concerned about that too, because the marketing's going great. Everybody's seen it and the pictures are phenomenal. I always give them the pictures immediately and go, would you please analyze these and make sure you're happy with them? Because if not, when things aren't good in a week or two, they'll say, well, these pictures suck. Like, no, you already signed off on the pictures. You don't get to do that. And then on the marketing, please read my marketing description. I want to know in great detail if there's anything you don't like. Because if you don't do that a week or two later, when the property's not selling, or 3 weeks later, they're like, well, I hate the write-up. I hate the way you did this. Get that day one, hour one. Like if you said, the dining room is stunning and they just don't like that, they go, the dining room is spacious. Now, I don't necessarily let them take control of what I'm doing. There's sometimes home backs up to a green belt. They want you to put that. I go, well, that's great, but it's actually not zoned for a green belt. It may change someday to apartments. And if we sell your home, market up to a green belt, and all of a sudden, a year later, there's apartments, you're going to get sued. We can't put that. So you got to coach them and talk to your manager and put the right things on. So I'm off on pictures. But again, it's communicate with your sellers. Call them every Monday. Now, if you say you're going to call them by 5 and you call them at 5:05, you have royally blown it. They've waited all day. You call by 5:05, they're peeved. So if you say you're going to call them by 5, call them by noon. Call all your listings by noon. Call them hours and hours. They're like, they can't wait to hear from you. What's going on? People work. What's going on with your house? I don't know. I haven't heard from my agent. Their relatives. Hey, what's going on with your house? I don't know. I haven't heard from my agent. Well, whose fault is that? Are you with me? And so I really want to challenge you guys to be systematic and commute with your sellers every Monday by 5 p.m. And the true deadline is noon. If you screw up 1 or 2, by 3 or 4, they're kind of getting pissed they haven't heard from you. By 5, if it's like after 5, you say call by 5, you have lost credibility. Now, a lot of you are like, oh, I talk to my seller every week, twice a week. I've met those sellers and I've listed those homes. Like my agent I never heard from my agent unless I contacted them. And of course, some sellers are hyperactive. They're calling you, they're emailing you, they're texting you, and you're responding. In their mind, if I didn't reach out to Brent, if I didn't reach out to Pam or Carolyn or Jason or Jeffrey, I wouldn't know a thing. My agent, like I had to totally. So if your client is texting you first, calling you first, emailing you first, instant messaging you first, you're blowing it. You're blowing it so bad you don't even know. You gotta give them you're calling them, and then second week, hey man, the marketing's going so good. We're up to 387 hits in the MLS. These are agents, brokers, and consumers, buyers that have seen your home, seen the pictures, and I mean, it just couldn't be going better. You hear my voice, my tone, like, well, yeah, I don't know what's going on. It might be the interest rates. And then they'll go, well, where is everybody? And you go, you know what, Carolyn, I'm really concerned about that. I think you need to come into the office and we need to have a talk, because the marketing's going great. We've got 387 people looked at your home and they have not even come to take a look at it. That's a concern. I've been looking at the computer in our competition, and I want you to come to the office. I want to show this to you. Well, Brent, can you come by our house? I'm sorry, I can't. There's some tools and information at the office that you need to see. Can't bring it to your house. I need you to come to the office. Do you go to your CPA's house? Do you go to your financial planner's house? Do you go to your stockbroker's house? Do you go to your architect's house? See, at their house, they're the boss. They could stand up and dismiss you from the breakfast table, the dining room table, the family room. They could dismiss you from their property. They're the boss. You're the guest. No, they come to your house, the office. Well, I don't have an office, Brent. You should get one. They're $195 a month at Regis. Well, I want a window. Wah. I mean, if you can afford a window, fine, get a window. But if you can't, well, I can't afford a window. It's $795 a month. It's $995 a month. What can you afford? $195? Nobody cares. Get an office. And then you meet them in a conference room because you're paying for an office. The secretaries at Regis, they have a conference room for free. And then you meet with your clients and you're in control. You're the boss. When you go to your stockbroker, your attorney's office, your tax attorney, your CPA, your estate planning attorney, the dentist, you go to the dentist's house or you go to his office, and in his office, he's the boss, baby. And so stop. Now you may go to their home to list the house, so you may walk the property, but from then on, they come to your office. I don't care if it's an hour drive. They come to your office and they sit, and I make them wait about 5 minutes in the lobby. It's great. I can go get them immediately. I let them sit there for about 5 minutes, and I come walking. Oh, hey, great, glad you can make it. Come on back, or I'll have my secretary go get them, and then we take them to a conference room. I come in and I'm prepared. I'm loaded for bear. I've already printed out the active, the pendings, and the sold. I've got them marked up with red highlighters and stuff. I go, well, you know, I told you I was concerned. I found out the problem. We've had 5 homes sell in the last 7 days. And they came on the market when we came on the market, but they came on the market 25,000 less, 50,000 less. And one of them has a 4-car, you have a 3-car. One of them had an incredible view. We have an okay view. And so the public is seeing what we have, but saying, I'm not even willing to come look at the house. And so you got to sit down, show them, here's what's sold, and go, what do you think of these homes that went pending? Oh my gosh, those are nice. Yeah, that one was listed at 700. They cut the price to 625. When we went on, it was 700. 3 days later, they dropped to 625 and they went pending. And then here's when they came on at 650. I called the listing agent. I know him. He said they took 630. And then this other one, it had multiple offers. It was at 550, ended up at about 635. So we have 3 new pendings, 625, 630, and 635. And we're up at 7. And here's the deal. This market's fluid. It's moving. And it appears to be moving down. So you can chase it or you can adjust your price, not lower the price, adjust the price. Because buyers, and by the way, here's the active listings now are all 650 to 675. So we could match them and look like them, feel like them. And then like, who do I choose? Or we could tuck it right under there at 647.5, and they're 650. And then you'll be the next home to go pending. And instead of 625 to 6, it'll be 647. And that is a great way to communicate with your sellers. Now, another huge thing for buyers is communicating with the listing agent. Lots of communication. Don't you ever write an offer and email it over and go, did you get my offer? I've had people on Tuesday going, hey, how come you haven't responded to my offer? I'm like, what offer? No, I spent you an offer last Friday. I'm like, I didn't see it. They didn't text me and tell me to look for it. What do you mean you didn't see it? I go, I didn't see it. They go, so I've been waiting since last Friday. I go, well, whose fault is that? You know, I go, man, if I send someone an offer, I've already talked to them in great detail. And they already know it's coming in at full price or 10,000 over. We're going to close in 12 days. It's as is. We're putting up a $40,000 earnest money deposit, and we're going to let the seller stay for 2 months because they can't be out in 12 days. So they're going to stay for 59 days rent free. We never charge rent. We're not in the rental business. We're in the getting the dream home business. And so I tell people, the other people are probably going to give them 30 days to move out, and they're going to charge them $1,800. And because we're not charging, they're going to pick us. You watch. And they're going to put up 10 or 15,000 earnest money deposit. We're putting up 40. And ours won't be at risk because we're never going to remove the inspection contingency or the appraisal. You can remove inspection, loan, but don't remove the appraisal, or remove the appraisal and the inspection, but don't remove the loan. Find a reason to keep one of yours in there. Even if you go no contingencies, when they give you disclosures, there's contingencies. When they give you CC&Rs and HOAs, it opens the inspection period for 3 days. Be careful with that. Talk to the broker in your state. That's how it works in California. But the bottom line is you need to make the listing agent your best friend. Like when it's really competitive. I had a guy, Reese Punter in Sacramento. He did this one time. And I knew who he was. I didn't know him personally, but I've seen him around, knew him around town. He said, Brent, look, I know you got 7 offers on this property. Can we just cut to the chase and talk shop? I go, yeah, shoot. He goes, what's it going to take for my clients to get this? What's it going to take? I'm like, well, he goes, no, seriously, just tell me what I need to do to get this. And I had one of my own agents had written an offer on that property, and they just threw it in there. And I said, well, you need to come in the high 5s, and you need to definitely give them at least 45-day rent back, and you need to close quick. I don't want a 45-day escrow. or 70-day escrow. I want you to close in 12 days. Well, my lender can't do it. Well, then call my lender. You want this deal? You want this deal? You call my lender. He can do it in 12 days. They can't do it in 12 days. Maybe your lender can't, but mine can. And when you're writing offers with 21-day closes, which are like so long, like just slap yourself in the face. A 21-day escrow, I'm going to whoop you because I'm going to come in 10-day close, 11-day close with a loan and get, well, how do you get the appraisal quick? You order it on a rush. You get hyperactive. You get intense. Intensity wins in this market. You better be intense. You better up your game, and you better talk to us and go, what I can't tell you. I go, yeah, you can. It's easy. You just tell me. Like, it wouldn't be fair to the other agents. I go, look, I got you. And I'm tempted to say, well, don't you want to be fair to your sellers? I mean, you don't represent the other agents. Your fiduciary is to the seller. Now, don't say that because that's kind of rude. But the truth is, the fiduciary is done to the seller, not the other agents in town. And so I'll say this. Okay, look, I realize you can't tell me. Can we at least play the hot, cold game? Like, what do you mean the hot, cold game? I'm like, okay, you're listed at 700. I came in at 730. Am I cold? Can't. I go, yeah, you can. You just say, Brent, you're cold. You laugh at me and tell me I'm cold. Okay, you're cold. I said, okay, now I'm cooking. I thought 730 would do it. I go, wow, 730 is beat. They go, totally. And I go, how about 750? Like, I can't tell you that. I go, I know you're not telling me, but can you at least tell me if I'm warm? They go, you're actually pretty hot. I go, okay, pretty hot. So that means it's almost good enough to win, but not enough. I go, how about 760? They go, I can't tell you this. I go, 760, 11-day close. You get paid in 11 days, Pam Teresi, 11 days. I get paid in 11 days. We give the seller 59 days to rent out, no security deposit, no mortgage deposit. We trust your sellers. We saw the way the house is beautiful. We know they'll respect us and give it to us. We're not going to ask for $1,000. You guys, well, I'm from Coldwell Banker and I got to ask for $1,000. I'm from Berkshire. I mean, at EXP, and my broker at EXP said I need to ask for a security deposit. Just shoot yourself in the foot. I presented these offers. I have 3 offers, 2 asked for security deposits. What doesn't? The seller goes, well, I want those people. I want the people that don't want me to put up a security deposit. I mean, that's enough. $1,000 security deposit. You just lost the deal. I've won them. Why'd you pick me? You guys didn't ask for a security deposit. My sellers didn't want to haggle with the buyers. I'm getting their $1,000 back. They picked you. In fact, they said, counter those guys. You were the worst offer, but we countered you back at 760, the highest price, because you didn't ask for a security deposit and you didn't ask us to pay $1,800 at the rent. And I make those points out. I go, let's get the price right. So if you will do those things, you're going to win. And then finally I go, okay, 765 as is, $40,000 deposit, 11-day close, 2-month rent back, no security, rent free. Would that do it? They go, man, you're red hot. You're like, okay. Then I write the offer. I don't write the offer and email it over and hope. And like, if I'm writing the offer, I already know what kind of offer I'm going to write to win. And then I do this. Hey, Jeffrey, they have a plan B house. We love this house. This is the house we want. Like I said, it's the plan B house. This is plan A. We're in a desperate situation. And sometimes they'll tell me, like, Jeffrey, unmute yourself and say, Brent, what's so desperate? I say to all time, every offer, we're in a desperate situation. Go ahead, we'll role play it. What's so desperate?
What's so desperate, Brent?
It's personal, it's private. I can't tell you, but I can tell you this, we need to close in 11 days and we will close in 11 days. And when I hang up this phone, in the next 30 seconds, my lender's going to call you because I've already given him your name. I've already given your number. I'm going to text the word go. And my lender's so good, he's going to call you in the next 30 seconds and tell you why he can close this in 30 days. Because he already has pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, tax returns. He's already got the full 1001 or whatever that thing's called. It's been, a little while since I've done those. It's all filled out. He just needs appraisal, which we're going to order on a rush and we'll have in the next 4 or 5 days. And we're going to close this thing. We're going to go to loan docs in about 8 or 9 days, and we're going to close in 11 days. I've used this guy again and again and again for years. And I promise you, if we get this deal, you will switch to him. You will drop your lender like a bad habit. This guy is so good. He's doing 11-day closes in this market. And are all agents created equal? No. Are all mortgage lenders created equal? No. Some of them would want to do it, but they can't because Wells Fargo can't move that quick. Guild Mortgage can't move that. My lender can. He's done it for me hundreds of times, not dozens of times. A lot of you change lenders like you change your shirt. I have had the same lender for 14 years, the same transaction coordinator for 16 years, the same title escrow officer for 12 years. They make mistakes. I'm merciful with them. I'm forgiving. Don't you want your clients to be merciful and forgiving you? You like beat up your mortgage broker. How dare you not get that loan done? Your escrow officer. I can't believe you did this. Hey, with the measure you give out, that you'll get it back and you'll get beat down by your sellers. Me, my world's beautiful. It's full of grace and mercy and love and understanding because nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. Have grace for your mortgage officer and understanding. Now, if they really blow it again and again and again, maybe you need to get a new one, but there's a difference between slipping up and the snap. But when they say that things changed, sometimes they do change and the loan program is no longer being offered. And like, I know they said they do it, but they won't do it now because they decided they're no longer funding loans here because of the earthquake or the fire or blah, blah, blah. And so, so just be aware of that. And so I never tell them what it is. Now, you know what it is? It's the same. We're desperate every time because I want to get the house for my clients. We're desperate because I want to get paid and buy groceries for my kids and make the visa payment and the car payment and the mortgage payment. That's why I was desperate. I go, we have a desperate situation. I didn't tell them it was mine. I just said, we will close on them. You say jump, I say how. I'll be your favorite agent you ever dealt with. You're going to love working with me. By the way, my partner, Jeffrey DeSuze and I, we have tons of listings here in the Bay Area. And if you see one of our listings, you call me. I'm going to make sure you get the red carpet treatment. I'm going to give you unfair advice and help. I just need a little love from you right now. And by the way, if you get an offer on a Remax, when I was a Remax agent, or Keller Williams, or EXP, now that I'm an EXP agent, I always said, hey, if you see another Remax listing, chances are I know that Remax agent. And if you put in, it's a multiple offer situation, you call me, shoot me a text. I'm going to call Carolyn Jason. I'm going to call Jason Hamilton because I know him well. And I'm going to make sure that they give you special treatment and we get your offer accepted. But can you help me out here? Okay, man, here's exactly what you need to be. Here's exactly what you need to do. And boom. And I'm like, okay, they'll say, well, we just can't close in 12 days. We need a 45-day close. Why? We're not ready to move for 45 days. How about we close in 12 days and we give them 45 days to move out rent free? You could do that. Yeah, you could do it. And you get paid in 12 days. Would you like to get paid in 12 days? I spend a lot of time talking about getting a listing agent paid. Do you? And like, oh no, I don't need that. That's not important. I got lots of money. I'm made of money. Bull. They're struggling. BS. I call BS. Not true. And very few. They like quick. You can have 45 days worth of questions or 12 days worth of questions or 11 days. You get a 45 days for interest rates to hike up and that rate to unlock, and then they can't even get the loan or the loan program to change because it's very fluid now in the lending world. And or we can just get it done, like done. Your seller get proceeds and 11. Let them know they'll have, if they, I know it's almost $1 million house, and I heard you mention they only owe 3. They're going to have $700,000 in their bank account in 11 days. Would you tell your seller that? Well, Brent, you're the worst offer. Yeah, but I have the best terms. Closing 11 days, buying it as is, $40,000. I guarantee you, there's nobody putting up a $40,000 earnest money deposit, because everyone else is going to remove all of their contingencies and go 30 days or 25 days, and then their 10 or 15 is at risk. That's actually dangerous. What's dangerous is doing a 30-day close with a $10,000 earnest money deposit, $15,000 or $20,000. That's dangerous because you remove it. You got nothing to do. Something goes wrong. Your client will lose the 10, 15, 20 grand. That's dangerous. What they taught us to do, a 30-day escrow, is dangerous and irresponsible. Closing quickly is safe because you always have a contingency. You typically will have a way to get out with it. Now check with your state broker. This is how it works in California, because when they give us the CC&Rs, the prelims, the HOAs, they give us anything. It's 3-day get out of jail for free card in California. May not be that way in your state. Talk to your state broker. But in California it goes that way. You got a way to get out. And you think, nope. They posted all that in the MLS. We have the CC&Rs, we have the HOA, we have the prelims, we've already got the disclosures. We've been made disclose day one. They're not going to give us anything. We truly are not going to. Then put up a $10,000 deposit. Don't put up a $40,000 deposit. I've never lost anyone's deposit, but I come in big because sellers get distracted. I would say, hey, Jeffrey, what what's your biggest earnest money deposit? Well, I got one here for 18 grand. I go, yep. And we have 40,000 reasons to close escrow. It's not $40,000. We got $40,000 to perform for you. Everyone says how bad they want it. Who's showing you? Talk is one thing. Show me the money, Jerry, but show me the money. Who's showing you? Wow, 40 grand. That's not 30 grand. That's a lot. I've done one time on a VA no-no. I'm up against 3 cash offers, 2 conventional offers. That's 5 offers. And we got it on a VA no-no. No money down, no closing costs. We won. How? I said, do you have any money? You go, yeah. I mean, if we scrape everything together, we're like 60 grand. Good. We're going to I got nothing but bottles and rocks to throw at the seller. We're going to throw some bottles and rocks. We're going to put up a $60,000 earning money deposit. And we're going to do this VA loan. And I think we did it in 21 days. Pretty quick for a VA loan back when I did it. I don't know what it's like today. And I go, we're going to close quick, and then we're going to let them stay for 59 days, rent free, no security deposit. But we're going to put up a 60,000. And guess what? They chose us. Now, I did one more thing that's just super sneaky. I sent my husband, I go, I didn't tell you to do this, but I'm telling you to do this. Take your wife, the 2 of you go to Cordy Brothers, buy food and chocolate and grapes and wine and honey and jams, and get a basket like this, big bottle of wine. He goes, I saw the wine. The guy likes this wine. He had it up. I go, get that big bottle of wine, put it in there. Then put your 3 kids right in front of you and ring the doorbell tonight. Oh, that's dirty pool. Yep, I'm here to win. Doorbell. Hey, we're the Andersons. We know there's 6 offers, but here's the gift for you. And man, if we get this house, you can come back anytime you want. We're going to put a garden in the yard. We're going to want to raise our kids here. We would be so blessed if we could live in this house, raise our family in this house. So we just want to put a name with the offer and make it human. And here we are. The sellers go, oh, you guys didn't have to do that. Come on in. They end up spending the next 2 hours with them. They were the VA no-no. They called this listing agent, told me I didn't have a chance in hell. He didn't want to do a VA deal. He's got 3 cash offers and 2 cash. Why would you take a VA no-no? They said, we want the Andersons to have the house. He says, but they're a VA. You go, we don't care. We'll take a chance. We want the Andersons to have the house because I made an emotional. Well, that's dirty pool. You shouldn't do that. Well, why shouldn't I? You tell me why I shouldn't. Why shouldn't you? See, while you're like not doing that, it's just paper. And the seller, I present paper offers. This one sucks. I put a big red mark through it. Here's why, here's why. They go, yeah, I throw it. Look, throw it in the room. This one's about as bad as the other one. This is bad. This is bad. Put a big red slash. I throw it across the room. I present your offer in about 10 seconds because a real listing agent has that kind of control over sellers. This one's okay. Here's why. We're going to put that here. These 2 are phenomenal. This is great. 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 But honestly, if I had to pick, if it was my house, I'd go with this one. And they're very similar. And they go, why? I go, because I know Pam Teresi. I know Jeffrey Day. I know Jason Hamilton. I tell you what, it's going to be the most incredible experience of our life. It's going to go smooth. Do you want a nail-biting, horrific experience selling your house, or do you want to have a smooth? Because nobody has a better reputation than these agents. Oh, I somehow messed up my screen. I always do this. I start playing with it while we're talking. There it is. Let me go this. Because you say, I know Margaret Beckett. I know Margaret. I know Sally Koss. She's amazing. I know Laura. And Jim Brantley's incredible. James Massey, one of the best agents in town. Verl Workman. Oh my gosh, Verl Workman's here. Unmute yourself, Verl Workman. What are you doing here? Were we supposed to do a thing today? Did I totally forget? Did
totally.
I?
Yeah, but you're rolling, man. I just let you roll. It's all good.
Oh my gosh, Verl Workman's here, everybody. That's so funny. We were supposed to. Oh, jeez. That's what I get. I played 18 holes of golf. I'm actually sweating right now. I worked out at the gym. I've been drinking water. I think I've lost my mind on this island. Verl, I'm so sorry. So
good to see you, brother.
We're going to switch gears for just 1 second. And then we're going to redo next week. I'm going to have, if you could do a Verl, I'm sorry. Verl is a star. He is like I don't know. How many coaches coach for you, Verl?
About 100.
About 100, just about 100. You could count the people in America on one hand that have 100 coaches. And he's kind of like Zig Ziglar and Og Mandino any of your favorite speakers all rolled into one. He is an incredible human being. Workman Business Solutions. Did I say that right?
Yeah, workman success. We do it all.
Workman Success. And so Rick Jiha swears by him. He's actually one of the coaches, one of the hunter coaches. Verl spoke at Build this year. And so Verl, I'm like, I went over today. Now I've seen you here and I realized that just hit me like a ton of bricks. What are you free next Tuesday by chance to do the whole thing if I just give it to you, or are you booked?
Totally. No, so I don't know, but I'll make time for you because it's you. And so here's the deal. So I'm listening to you and I want to can I piggyback on something you said?
Yes,
I love
please
what you were
do.
saying. So, I like to say that it's a price war and a beauty contest, and you have to win both online and offline. And so when you were talking about the photography and getting the concrete out of there, people do drive-by shootings. You can tell they didn't even get out of their car with their iPhone to take the picture of the house. And I'm like, you're losing the beauty contest. And so professional photography shot correctly, the way that you do it, when we teach tactical real estate and, there's a lot of foofy, run around the room, yell affirmations in the mirror coaches out there. We're tactical. Like, what do you do when you get up in the morning? How do you create a predictable result? And that's what we're doing. So I love that your whole call today was tactics. It's like, how do you get your offers done? How do you set your buyers up with an unfair competitive advantage? And so you and I speak a lot of the same language. So I'll just high five you and piggyback on what you're saying. And I'll do my best to be on a call next week.
Thank you. 2:10 Pacific, 5:10 Eastern. Can you put in the chat bar your website if people want to? I'm just telling you right now, if you need your sales to spike and to move, you should really look at connecting with Verl and being a part of his coaching program. I'm actually working with him on it. So Verl, can you type that in the chat bar or something?
You said
Brent, we're also doing a partnership with him and Build, and so he's got a whole program that he may be able to talk about. We can put some links in the chat.
We'll do that. We'll do that next week, but at least you guys have a way to reach Verl now. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, you will sell more real estate. You'll provide better for your family, which is what this call is all about. And Verl, it says he's going to make it next week. I'm going to give him the whole time. I won't forget. I'm so embarrassed, but thank you, Verl. I love you. And I love everybody. Great to see you guys today. I hope this was helpful. Good stuff. We'll see you next week right here. Same time, same place. Bye, everybody.